And now some great advice for interns. We just celebrated National Intern Day. I'm surrounded here by some wonderful ABC interns and real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran. She has some tips for anybody out there looking to start or change their careers. We're going to speak with her in just a moment. But first, here's some insight from members of our own GMA family.
My best internship was my very first year at a local TV station in Miami, Channel 4.
CNN SI, which stands for CNN Sports Illustrated. They are now defunct. It was a big deal at the time. I was written up in my student newsletter. Look at how young I was. 1997, everyone.
My first internship was for ABC Sports while I was in college. I used to pull cable on the sidelines of Penn State football games.
I was a senior in college. I had to get in at 3:30 in the morning. I learned how to manage my time. I learned how to write scripts.
My first internship, the public television show To the Contrary, where I literally did everything from fetching bagels to making coffee.
A lot of picking up lunch orders. One time I actually fell down. There were a lot of McFlurries that went flying everywhere. So any intern out there who thinks you messed up, you could never mess up as badly as I did that day. And by the way, everyone got their McFlurry. I picked him up off the floor.
Junior year of college, I had the chance to go to Capitol Hill to work in Washington, D.C. for my local congresswoman. It really set me on the path for the first phase of my career, and I'm forever grateful for it.
My first and best internship was with James Spann, an ABC and meteorology legend in Birmingham, Alabama. I wanted to be just like him.
One of the most important things I learned as an intern is what I didn't want to do. It was a great weeding out process.
The best piece of advice I ever got was, if someone asks you to make a cup of coffee, make the best cup of coffee you've ever made, or why would they trust you with anything else?
I went from department to department, so I really got to know what each person did there. And I learned that if you work together and you do it with kindness and respect for one another, you can really succeed. My advice, say yes, yes, yes as much as you can to as many opportunities as you can, even the ones that you might be afraid of.
Don't wait around and sit there and hope they come to you and ask you to do something. You go to them and say, what can I do for you?
So, our interns are more than halfway through their summer internships. Everybody give it up for these hardworking young people right now. And how lucky are all of you, because Barbara Corcoran is here to answer a couple of your questions. Barbara, you didn't get the intern yellow memo that But first of all, we have Nicole Katchis from Hobart and William Smith Colleges. Nicole, what's your question for Barbara?
Hey, Barbara. I was just wondering, how do you stand out as an intern at a huge corporate company?
Like GMA, right? Yeah. I think you have to think of it as a huge competition where only the positive person wins. If you could walk like you're positive, put on your best smile, have great posture, and be willing to help with anything that's asked of you. In fact, help without being asked. You'll find that people just fall in love with you. And those are the people, the positive people, that always get the job offers. Have you gotten one yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I'm sure there are some companies looking at you right now, Nicole. Kennedy Walker from Louisiana State University. Kennedy, what's your question, hon?
Hi, Barbara. For those of us that have to go back to school in the fall, how do we make sure that our bosses don't forget about us?
Well, first of all, if you're going back to school and you're going to be pushing on a boss for a job offer, it's in poor taste. Okay, it's kind of like asking a girl out on a date and then asking her to promise to marry you 1 year out.
What's wrong with that, Barbara?
It's just terrible, okay? And every boss knows that people that put pressure on their plate are no good, and people who take pressure off their plate are the ones you want to hire, all right? You must ask, but you must ask in a diplomatic way, knowing that you can't implore, can you hire me, do me a favor, and then staying in touch and thanking them for the job offer that you already had, and making it personal as to what you learn from them sticks in people's minds, and you're more apt to get that job offer.
It goes a long way. Okay, finally, Louis
You'll
Levant.
get a lot of notes
I
now.
know. Seriously, it goes a long way. But yes. Louis Levant from Ithaca College. Go ahead, fire away, Louis.
Hey, Barbara, I was just wondering, is it ever too early to start that conversation with your boss about possibly transitioning from your internship to a job?
Of course it's too early if you're not immediately available. But if you know you're going to be available, it's not too early to start politicking. And even though politics has a bad connotation, all it really is likability. So the faster you can make yourself liked and show that you could outwork everybody else, the more they're going to be inclined to like you. What you're really hoping for is after you leave the room, they say, what a great kid. It's the great kid that gets the job offer.
And Barbara, if there's just one bit of resounding advice for these interns and any interns out there, what would it be?
I would say you have to deliver what you promise every time, and then over-deliver even more. If all you could do is offer a hot cup of coffee, that's what you're asked for, make sure you run 2 blocks farther, give them the cup of coffee, let them know how hot it is. If you have 5 memos you have to write 10. You have to over-deliver. That's the people that get ahead in business. It's about doing.
Future world changers right here. I feel it. Thank you all. And you can get all of our expert tips on how to turn your internship into a job offer on our website.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.